One of the most difficult things during this trip was getting enough sleep. First, I would often get quite late to my final destination. Then, I would wait for nightfall to set my hammock up so no one would see me, and it would always take me some time to feel safe enough to fall asleep. And I can sleep with light, so as soon as the sun would rise, I would wake up. That meant 6 to 6 hours and a half of sleep each night, which is obviously not enough, primarily when you're cycling 80 kilometers a day. It had not affected me that much on the first 4 days, but today, despite sleeping better than I had expected, it really hit me.
Like the sun was starting to come out, I was next to the beach, my legs were sore, and I had to start with a big uphill. So like I really didn't feel like starting. I was procrastinating for like half an hour. I have like 80 to 90 kilometers to do today. I completely ditched Google Maps. I'm just following this road that the guys from yesterday's cafe told me.
I was honestly so grateful for the locals I met, because if I had found myself in the middle of the forest once again, I think I would have started crying. The first stop of the day was Ericeira, a coastal town considered Europe's surf capital. I just wanted to have breakfast there and go through some of these videos I was recording, but
I ended up staying like a total of 2 hours, and then I kind of took a nap. I'm about to restart, but honestly I really don't feel like doing it. Yeah, like I feel like I just need a good night of sleep.
at this point I was completely done for the day, but there were still 45 kilometers to go.
Okay, so like I'm feeling really down. Like I bought some rice cakes. I'm going to start listening to Portuguese rap.
The past days I had not been listening to anything, because I was always running super low on battery, and that resulted in a lot of alone time and self-reflection, which I absolutely loved, but also made the whole trip more mentally demanding, and I just couldn't handle that today. Thankfully, I got to today's second spot, where I wanted to visit this palace, but the road to get there is kind of steep.
It would be basically more or less the same time to go up by bike or by foot.
After 30 minutes of walking in the national park and a short lift from a kind lady, I got to the palace's entrance, and that was when I realized it had already closed. And yeah, I know what you're thinking, I should have checked beforehand, but sometimes my brain just doesn't work, okay?
So since like 5:30, everything that I was doing was just to get to the palace, and yeah, currently it's like 7:30, and I didn't manage to visit the palace. Yeah, at least like the trail was nice.
Anyway, time for the most stressful yet exciting part of each day, finding a place to sleep.
Okay, so I had planned to sleep in some beach near Cascais, but like now I'm feeling like it's not so good idea because Cascais is a very big city.
I always feel safer in little villages than in big cities, so I found a village on the map and ditched the idea of sleeping in Cascais.
So I arrived to Coimbra at like 8:30, and I went for a bike around. I couldn't find anything, so like for the first time I had to go to a cafe and ask like, do you know any place where I could sleep?
And I was so lucky. The cafe's owner told me this playground was always open and that I could sleep there without any problems. So I set my hammock there, finally cooked the proper meal and went to sleep. Good night.